Just a quick reminder, I am live streaming the Potato Nation Nords Cup, an ACC league where I'll be tackling the green hell in several different classes of cars over the next 4 weeks. Hopefully this final track we'll be covering will give me some form of respite from the madness I've gotten myself into. And just like that, we're already at the final round of the Bavaria Maranello Cup, set here at Horsma Raceway. And just like last week, I was able to get a hold of this track's creator as well, and he had quite a few things to say about it. For starters, Goulds is a seasoned sim racer who always wanted to make his own track with the simple goals of being fun to drive, but challenging in an old school kind of way, cramming a bunch of multi-apex and variable radius corners into a 5-kilometer long track, give or take. The biggest challenge he faced along the way was his tendency to focus on and change small details after he finally got the track to a drivable state. The way he put it is that if he wanted to drag a corner 1 meter in some direction, that involved having to redo a lot of things, including the grass, the curbs, the wall, the AI pathing, so on and so forth. He also stated a few things that he'd do to improve on it if he had another go at it, but all in all, I still think he put together a solid track. After running through it to record my footage for this video, even on the truncated trophy layout, I can definitely see the vision he had in mind for this track, and he nailed it to a T. And looking back on it, it really is an appropriate track to end the series on, considering it's probably the most difficult of the tracks I've had to cover for this championship. And you're gonna see why in the Hotlap. Wait, am I free? He didn't show up last week to come out. Am I free? The lap starts out with the left-hander best taken in 4th gear, with the power coming on as soon as the turn opens up. Aim to brake at the center of the track for the next turn, a tightening radius complex. Careful about getting on the power here because the car is still tail-heavy on exit. Turn 3 is taken flat, but 4 will require a lift to get the car rotated through the corner. Careful not to go over the inside curb as that will shoot you to the outside grass on exit. From here, all the way down to the entry of turn 6 is flat. Use the 100 board on the right as your reference to brake for the triple apex turn 6. Go wide of the first apex, hit the second one as much as you can, then widen your line to hit the third apex, using the throttle to rotate into it. Use the end of the red curbing on the right as your reference to dab the brakes for turn 8. Get back on the power early and hold it flat out through 9. Keep to the left of the kink on the straight so your car doesn't get upset by the sudden jump, and brake around the 150 board for turn 11. You can get back on the power earlier than you think here as this turn opens up. Finally, refer to the blender bridge for your braking reference into the final corner. Keep the car pointed in by getting off the brakes as soon as you can, using lower gears, and punching it as soon as you see the track open up. If it isn't already obvious, this track is bumpy. As mentioned in the Sebring episode, soft suspensions and highish downforce are king here, but the bumps aren't going to be the only way this track will test you. The real time around here is found through both knowing your car and its limits, and being brave through the faster sections of the track. The trade-off though, is that if you decide to overstep the limits of either your car or the track, it won't hesitate to punish you immensely. If you thought that montage at the beginning was for a joke, you're sorely mistaken. Well, actually, you're right, it was for a joke, but that's not the point. It will spit you out even if you put one wheel on the grass or on the wrong curve. Another thing to look out for is that the right side tires are going to be more overworked than the lefts over the course of a run, so do what you can to keep those temperatures down, be it adding tire pressure or running harder compounds. Finally, exercise caution when you're going out for the first time on this track, then gradually ramp up the pace until you find the breaking point of either yourself or the car. Then work on finding the best pace under those limits. Said work can include setup changes, changes to how you drive the track, so on and so forth. It's like a multifaceted game of blackjack, where you're trying to get as close to the limit as you can without going over. Only instead of it all coming down to probability and or card counting, it comes down to the knowledge and the skill of the driver behind the wheel as to how close he can get to that limit. Now with that allegory out of the way, I can finally present, for the final time in this championship, the calculations for the race. And while that does it for this season of Fast Track, once again, I want to close with some announcements. First of all, I want to give a big thank you to Goulds for taking his time and replying to my messages. And thank all of you who stuck around up until this point with my lap guides. Honestly, like, this was probably... Honestly, I'm actually kind of satisfied with how these ones came out and as compared to the ones I did in the past. But in all seriousness, though, I really did enjoy, you know, digging up, like, the history of these tracks and getting the opportunity to talk to the people who create all of these wonderful tracks that some people just take for granted. So yeah, that was, and I hope I keep on doing that in the future, because, honestly, I actually kind of like making these videos. The other thing I want to talk about is that I will be going to the Grand Prix of Long Beach this weekend, and as of this video going live, I will be making my way there right now. So if you want to see, like, any content from there, or, you know, if you have any other suggestions for content, please leave them down in the comments below, and I might make it into a video. But in the meantime, that's it from me. This is the end of the season, so I can't say next week. But I really hope that all of you enjoyed watching this, and good luck in the race, and once again, thanks for watching.